Good morning from South Alabama. Daniel and I flew into Mobile and just headed north just a little bit to assist a landowner today, about 700 acres. Of course, totally different habitat than Proving Grounds too, but we worked all over from South Texas to South Florida to Canada. I'm getting ready to go up to Ontario to work, so it'll be a great day visiting with this landowner and helping him with a habitat and hunting improvement plan. Hey, we just met Scott and driving in. Cool property, typical of a southern property, what we can see from the road so far. Of course, we've already started mass, but looks like there's been some thinning, but maybe not enough follow-up, not enough fire, herbicide if needed below there. So we've got a lot of small hardwood species shading out forbs and grasses, but we're just early into it. It'll be a great day. Come on along with us. That's a little time back. Good morning, here with Scott in South Alabama. Scott, thanks for having us down.
Absolutely, thank
Scott's
you.
got about 700 acres, round numbers, and you bought this from a guy that had deceased, so it had been let go for several years.
Correct.
And he sounds like he'd done a pretty good job. Look around, there's a lot of space between the pines, good thinning, but unfortunately when you let that go, get all the sun on the ground, especially this far south, gonna get a lot of woody competition coming up. So you wisely had a crew come in and do a pretty good prescribed fire.
Right.
But underneath every one of these, fire we talk about all the time, rarely top kills a tree, or it will top kill it, but it won't kill the roots. But we can do that with repetitive fire. So your work's not done. Got a lot more burning to do. I want to condense this down to burning on a rotation as quick as fuel allows. If you could burn every year for a year or two, that will really set this hardwood component back. No more than every other year to start with, to set this hardwood component back. But, I'm seeing a lot of browse in here where they have been browsing on stuff you did set back and just all through here. So we're making progress, but tough to hunt, right? Your family, your oldest daughter likes to do some bow hunting and even gun hunting. Visibility's not much in here,
Right.
except on food plots. So we're early in the day, a lot more to come, but fire is going to be a big tool from what we're seeing so far. Just an area that I wanted to point out. Contractor did this burning, been doing a great job, but this area obviously got too hot and killed a large percentage of the trees. And I'm seeing fire scars, 20 plus feet taller than I would put a tree stand, and I'm known to climb pretty high, so 25, 30 feet up a tree. So it's not bad. This would be a lot of browse. You can see a lot of stuff growing here. We're gonna, want to clean this up a little bit, but even in pines that are very fire resistant, if the wind shifts or the fuel loads or whatever, you got to really have a good fire plan so it doesn't get too hot and terminate all the trees. Gosh, that's got to be close to 30 feet over there.
It is.
That's a tall flame. When it's scarring, when it's hot enough at 30 feet high to turn it black,
Right.
that's a hot fire. Yep. But that's also a testimony to how fire resistant pines are, because look at all of them that did survive.
Right.
Obviously that fire was super hot, and look at all of them that did survive. So you can burn pines much more aggressively than hardwoods, but not quite that aggressive. So we got a ladder stand right behind us, so we're just standing here and unprompted just share what you shared with me.
Oh yeah, I said that I basically understood what Grant had said about thermals in this spot here, because I was hunting this several times with a north wind, and then all of a sudden it's swirling everywhere, all directions. So this was a case where I certainly understand what he was doing after having practiced it.
And we're not that steep here relative to steep, right?
Right.
This is not the Ozark Mountains. We're not that far. We're 45 minutes out of Mobile, Alabama, something like that.
That's right.
But you got just enough slope that when that goes from warm to cold air, it starts changing on you.
That's right.
Right in prime time, isn't it?
Yeah, perfectly in prime time. That's right.
And I really believe that's why we can't talk to a deer and say it, but I think that's why deer, elk move so much at dawn and dusk. Study after study after study shows they primarily move dawn and dusk. Well, that's when that air is swirling and they have more protection from predators through their nose.
Right.
It's not a light issue. That's the time of day. Midday, it's going one way. Mm-hmm. Midnight, it's going the other way. But dawn and dusk, that air is churning, and that's when they get protection.
Right.
I don't know if it was in the blend that was planted this time or just left over from previous years, but this is rye grass, not cereal rye.
Yeah.
And it becomes a wicked weed, and I would strongly encourage you to, you may have to mow it right now, but get this killed before these seeds become viable. Because man, they make, I wish clover and everything else made as viable seed as this. I mean, it will become it's a weed right now. Obviously deer aren't eating it at all.
Right.
Got a great clover stand, but this is too mature to use a grass-specific herbicide like clethodome or something like that kills grass only, won't kill the legume.
Right.
It won't kill this mature of ryegrass. You're gonna have to, this is not an easy one, but I would wanna, at minimum, I wanna mow this below all the seed heads. Okay? You don't have to mow this to the ground. Blow all the seed heads and set this ryegrass back. Again, this is not cereal rye, this is rye grass.
Right.
And real common in the South. It's an inexpensive thing people put in food plot blends. And when it's young, deer eat it. But when it gets anywhere, you know, they stopped eating this a long time ago. When it gets to this round stem stage, out of the blade stage, they don't touch it at all.
Right.
But it's a prolific seed maker, which will just outcompete your future food plots.
Okay.
Because you got a great stand of clover here, a great stand. You either need to mow this real quick or nuke the whole field.
Okay.
Yeah. We can improve all this. See how it just looks real platey? It's like layer after layer after layer. It's been disc in the past and very compacted.
Oh, yes.
Very compacted. And we got, this is a bad nasty. This is mare's tail, and unfortunately Roundup won't kill it.
This or
This one right here.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
Right here. And there's a fair amount of it out here. Everyone has it if you don't really work against it, so it's not insulting to you.
Nope.
Let's nuke this soon. Unfortunately, Roundup or glyphosate won't kill mare's tail. We may have to put a little 2,4-D in there to get on top of this. We'll know more as we see more plots, but I want to get this started over, and I'm almost thinking that, I'm just thinking out loud here, but we may want to come in this first summer, with a Roundup raised soybean to help get on top of the weeds, because if we plant a blend, we don't have a good option for a herbicide.
Right.
And I'm afraid soybeans are going to get ate to the ground. That's my concern. So I got more looking to do today, but we're going to have to get on top of these weeds to get it started. Then we will get on a rotational blend.
Gotcha.
Man, had a great tour today. Thanks for having us down.
It was great. It was great. Been following your videos, and it was great to see you guys in person, and actually got to experience it myself.
Yeah, and as you now know, the work is not done for us. It's just starting. We come here and collect information and your goals and objectives in detail, like we've been talking. So now on this project, we have a report, and it's a large enough property, a map, and do this here, but that's not even the end of it. Then there's, as we've been telling you, a lot of follow-up.
Right.
For not weeks, but years probably.
Right.
And so anyway, it's gonna be a great project. Hopefully bring you an update from this sometime in the future. We got a lot of work to do. You have a lot of work to do.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of work to do at first, but our week of work can turn into years of work for you.
That's
So
right.
Got a lot of work to do, but thank you all for watching Growing Deer. Thank you for the opportunity. And today met a great person we had not met before, and get outside and enjoy creation, but more importantly for all of us is to take time and seek the Creator's will and apply it to our lives. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.